everyone, it's Emily, and I'm going to be doing a set of videos that's a haul and an unhaul. So my shelf on my cart here that's dedicated to what I have brought in and have decided to donate is full, so that's my cue to go ahead and make videos about what I have brought in and will be donating. So this is going to be the unhaul portion of that. Just so I can go ahead and get this out there and then clear that shelf. So let's start with the books that I am going to unhaul. One is Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard, and the only reason I'm unhauling this is because this is two novellas and kind of a set of teaser chapters from the second book. This was released after Red Queen but before Glass Sword was published, and with the recent release of Broken Throne, those two stories that are in here were included in Broken Throne, and Glass Sword has since been published. So there's literally nothing in this that isn't in the other books that have, since been published. And so I have access to all of the content that's in here in other books. There's really no reason for, even though it's a small novella, there's no particular reason for me to keep this physical copy of these stories, so I'm just going to go ahead and donate it, and if someone else is going to find more use out of this than I will, then I'm happy to donate it. The next one that I am going to be donating is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahoran. I overall just was disappointed by this story. I thought there were some problematic elements to this story, and I read this in October, so be sure to check out my wrap-up from October for more thoughts. And that's also kind of where I linked some other discussions from reviewers that I thought summarized some of the problematic elements far better than I could. But I also just, there were parts of this story that were really funny and entertaining to me, and there also were parts that just kind of dragged, and ultimately, so this is an enemies to lovers story where there's a witch and a witch hunter who, through circumstances that only kind of made sense to me, needed to get married, and I don't know, I just wasn't really buying the romance, and combine that with the problematic elements. I just don't need this on my shelf. I'm not going to reread it. I'm not planning on reading the sequel, and so I think if someone else wants the story, then I'm willing to donate it. So yeah. I'm also donating another Faerie Loot book that I got, and that's The Beholder by Anna Bright. And this one was fun enough when I read it. Like, I'm not mad that I read it or anything. I just kind of had neutral feelings about it. We'll probably listen to the audiobook or something of the sequel. I believe it's going to be a duology, and I'll probably listen to the sequel on audio and just kind of see what happens next, but I'm not particularly invested in getting a physical copy of the next story, and I don't think I'm going to be rereading this. And so if I can pass it along to someone else who might actually read it and enjoy it more than I did, then I'm going to do that. And this follows a young woman who is publicly rejected in terms of a marriage proposal, and she, for political reasons in her society, needs to get married, and needs to get married for needs to get married to maintain political ties and maintain the power that her family has. And so her stepmother sends her away to find another suitor, and in the process of being away and meeting these other suitors, she realizes that her stepmom had ulterior motives for sending her away, and so she's trying to figure out what her next move should be as she's meeting these men and kind of connecting with some of them in different ways. And there were moments that I enjoyed. It was overall a fun, cute story. It wasn't really one that I thought too deeply about, to be honest. And it kind of picked up right towards the end to hook you for the next book. And I'm curious enough, as I said, to kind of listen to audio, but I don't need a physical copy of it. And I do love these beautiful sprayed edges. And same with Serpent and Dove. I love the sprayed edges. They're both signed, and Serpent and Dove has gorgeous artwork on the back of the dust jacket, but that's not reason enough to keep them. So anyway, the final book I want to talk about in this unhaul portion is The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling. And I talked about this one in the Cozy Little Readathon vlog, so I'll also be sure to link that below. And I talked in there about the fact that I just was a little bit bored reading this. And I guess I also talked about it in my December wrap-up as well. But yeah, I just wasn't entertained, and I was 150 pages in. It follows a small English town where a council member named Barry Fairweather has passed away very suddenly and left a vacancy, a casual vacancy on that council, and it's just kind of this town's reaction and trying to figure out who should take his place on the council, and it just was so slow. And it just kind of followed a bunch of different people in this town, and the gossip, and just the he said, she said of a bunch of what was going on. And they still hadn't even really started the discussion of who would take Barry's place. And I was at 150 pages in, and I didn't care about any of the characters, or frankly just didn't care what happened. And so I didn't want to drag myself through another 350 pages. So ultimately I'm just going to pass this along to someone else who will hopefully enjoy it. So that's it. Those are the only 4 books that, as of very recently, that I'm unhauling. I did a bit ago also donate an entire box of books that, as I was going through my shelves a while ago to make more space. I did donate quite a few while ago, but I, have already donated them and never made a video about it. And so these are the ones that I, as of very recently, have decided to unhaul. So I figured I should just go ahead and make this video so I can clear out that shelf on my cart. So thank you so much for watching. If you've read any of these, let me know what you thought. There definitely were a lot of different opinions about these books, and that's totally fine. But let me know if you've read these and had a different experience, or maybe a similar experience reading them as I did. And yeah, be sure to let me know what your thoughts are below in the comments. Be sure to subscribe. I'll leave my Instagram and Twitter, both my bookish ones and my personal and /climate ones, and my climate channel, all linked down below if you're interested. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to also be filming a haul for the other part of the books that are on my shelf, so I'll also be posting that. I'm not sure which order I'm going to post them, but that's also coming. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.